Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Cynthia Gwiazda from the Hagaman Memorial Library. I'm going to talk to you today about some new fiction we have available this February in the library. So without further ado, I will share these books with you. These are new releases that you can borrow by calling the library at 203-468-3890. You can also go on our website at www.hagamanlibrary, that's one word.org. And you can click on catalog and my account, and you can log into your account using your library barcode number. And you can also put these titles on reserve. So I will share these with you now. Okay. Okay, so new February reads for adult fiction. The first book is called The Hope Chest by Carolyn Brown. An inheritance has reunited three estranged cousins. Their grandmother, Lucy, left Nessa, Flynn, and April her home, which is nestled in the woods near Blossom, Texas, as well as a hope chest to be unlocked after they complete a special task. Together, they must hand stitch a cherished quilt Lucy left unfinished. It meant everything to her, and now to three people struggling with their own patchwork pasts. To Nessa, the house has always been an escape from her strict parents, a home away from home. Flynn has followed a profligate path into adulthood, never guessing it would lead him here. And the town of Blossom only stirs up a lifetime of disappointments for April. Lost and with nowhere to go, her last chance is helping fulfill Nanny Lucy's final wish. Thread by healing thread, Nessa, Flynn, and April bond over the quilt and all it represents as they discovered the family they've been looking for in one another. They share more than memories. They share the hope of new beginnings. That is called The Hope Chest by Carolyn Brown. The next book is called Something to Hide by Elizabeth. This book is called A Man of Honor by Barbara Taylor Bradford. So that's A Man of Honor by Barbara Taylor Bradford. Opening 5 years before the start of A Woman of Substance, A Man of Honor begins with 13-year-old Blackie O'Neill facing an uncertain future in rural county Kerry. Orphaned and alone, he has just buried his sister, Brana, and must leave his home to set sail for England in search of a better life with his mother's brother in Leeds. There, he learns his trade as a navvy amid the grand buildings and engineering triumphs of one of England's most prosperous cities, and starts to dream of greater things. And then, high on the Yorkshire moors, in the mists of a winter morning, he meets a kitchen maid called Emma Hart. In A Man of Honor, the true Blackie O'Neill is revealed. For the first time, readers discover his story, his tumultuous life, the obstacles facing him, the desire he has to throw off the impotence of poverty and move up in the world. Like his friend Emma, he is ambitious, driven, disciplined, and determined to make it to the top. And like Emma Hart, he is an unforgettable character for the millions who love the book. That's A Man of Honor by Barbara Taylor Bradford. Fox Crossing by Melinda Metz. In the mountain village of Fox Crossing, Maine, everyone knows the story of the fox. According to local legend, one of the town's founders crossed paths with a curious-looking fox with a distinctive white ear and paw. The unusual fox sighting not only inspired the town's name, it sparked a fantastical piece of folklore that's been passed down for generations. Some people say that whoever sees the fox will be rewarded with good fortune, love, and happiness. Others say it's just a silly folktale. Annie Annie Hatherley doesn't believe the fox legend, even though it was her great grandmother who spotted the critter centuries ago. But now it's part of Annie's legacy, along with her family business, Hatherley's Outfitters. For years, Annie's been selling gear to hikers on the Appalachian Trail, but she's never seen the fox until now. Out of nowhere, this little white-eared vixen leads her to Nick Ferrone, a woefully unprepared hiker who needs her help. The Shoe Fly Bakery owner also spots the sly creature who takes him to a homeless dog that needs his love. Annie can't deny that something magical is happening because she's starting to fall for a certain foxy hiker named Nick. And that's called Fox Crossing, or Welcome to Fox Crossing by Melinda Metz. Adulting by Liz Talley. After another all-night bender, one more failed stint at rehab, and a parole violation, self-destructive actress Chase London has to deal with her demons. She's been written off as a Hollywood casualty by almost everyone, including her own mother. But handsome superstar Spencer Brown has her back. So does an uncompromising stranger determined to start Chase at square one and help her pull her future into focus, if Chase is willing. Life coach Olivia Han is devoted to adulting boot camp therapy. It's not just her professional specialty, though. It's also one way to avoid focusing on building a life of her own. To escape the pressures of Tinseltown, the two women head to Olivia's cabin in the wilds of Northern California. There they discover a place in need of TLC. As they work together to rehab the once charming cabin, they create a refuge where Chase can come to terms with her unsettled past, and where Olivia has an unexpected reckoning with her own troubling history. For two women doing damage control, this is a time for second chances in life, in finding love, in forgiving family, and in an emerging friendship that might be exactly what each of them needs to heal. That's called Adulting by Liz Talley. Yinka, Where is Your Husband? By Lizzy, Demilola Blackburn. Yinka's Nigerian aunties frequently pray for her delivery from singledom. Her work friends think she's too traditional. She's saving herself for marriage. Her girlfriends think she needs to get over her ex already and the men in her life. Well, that's a whole other story, but Yinka herself has always believed that true love will find her when the time is right. Still, when her cousin gets engaged, Yinka commences Operation Find a Date for Rachel's wedding. Aided by a spreadsheet and her best friend, Yinka is determined to succeed. Will Yinka find herself a husband? And what if the thing she really needs is to find herself? Yinka, Where is Your Husband? Brilliantly subverts traditional romantic comedy with an unconventional heroine who bravely asks the question we all have about love. Wry, acerbic, moving. This is a love story that makes you smile, but also makes you think, and explores what it means to find your way between two cultures, both of which are yours. That's Yinka, Where is Your Husband? And that's by Lizzy, Demilola Blackburn. The Words We Whisper by Mary Ellen Taylor. As a hospice nurse, Zara Mitchell has already seen more death than most people will experience in a lifetime. So when her older sister asks her to help care for their ailing grandmother, Zara agrees, despite strained family relationships. Though pale and tired, Nana has lost none of her sharp mind. She's fixated on finding something long forgotten. And she immediately puts Zara to work cleaning out the attic. Unexpectedly, amid the tedium of sifting through knickknacks and heirlooms, Zara also reconnects with a man she's attracted to, but whose complicated past makes romance seem impossible. But then Zara finds what Nana was looking for, a wooden chest, an emerald brooch, a leather-bound journal. As she immerses herself in stories of heroism and loss set against the backdrop of war-torn Italy in 1943, Zara finds answers to questions she didn't know she had, and they change everything she thinks she knows about love, regret, and seizing the day. That's the Words We Whisper by Mary Ellen Taylor. The Maid by Nita Prose. Molly Gray is not like everyone else. She struggles with social skills and misreads the intentions of others. Her gran used to interpret the world for her, codifying it into simple rules that Molly could live by. Since Gran died a few months ago, 25-year-old Molly has been navigating life's complexities all by herself. No matter, she throws herself with gusto into her work as a hotel maid. Her unique character, along with her obsessive love of cleaning and proper etiquette, make her an ideal fit for the job. She delights in donning her crisp uniform each morning, stocking her cart with miniature soaps and bottles, and returning guest rooms at the Regency Grand Hotel to a state of perfection. But Molly's orderly life is upended the day she enters the suite of the infamous and wealthy Charles Black, only to find it in a state of disarray and Mr. Black himself dead in his bed. Before she knows what's happening, Molly's unusual demeanor has the police targeting her as their lead suspect. She quickly finds herself caught in a web of deception. One she has no idea how to untangle. Fortunately for Molly, friends she never knew she had unite with her in a search for clues to what really happened to Mr. Black. But will they be able to find the real killer before it's too late? A clue-like locked room mystery and a heartwarming journey of the spirit, The Maid explores what it means to be the same as everyone else and yet entirely different, and reveals that all mysteries can be solved through connection to the human heart. That's The Maid by Nita Prose. And that ends our little book talk for our February reads for adult fiction. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation, and please call the library if you'd like to put any of these titles on hold. It's 203-468-3890. And again, you can go on our website, which is www.hagaman, Hagaman library. That's one word, www.hagamanlibrary.org. So you can go there to our website, click on catalog and my account, and you can log in with your library barcode. And you can also put these titles on reserve as well from there. And some of them we may have available on the shelf if they haven't already been borrowed. So I hope you've enjoyed this talk. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I will see you next month with our March adult fiction releases. Until then, have a wonderful February. Thank you.